Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Dadas Show, coming to you from the historically significant Chester Hotel and Suites. I'm your host, Ashiko Mbune. Now, as our name suggests, we aspire to promote the spirit of sisterhood and solidarity amongst Kenyan women. And we do this by creating an open and a safe platform for women to discuss issues ascertaining to their health and well-being, their lifestyle, their careers, their families, and anything that affects them in one way or another. We also take the opportunity to celebrate and acknowledge formidable women who are doing it big, not only for themselves, but for the community and especially for women and girls of Kenya. Now, we previously featured a panel of experts who give us tips and insights on how we can have a harmonious and peaceful long school holiday. And one thing that actually stood out from our discussions was the importance of keeping our children engaged in holistic activities that can positively affect their mental state, their physical state, and even their spiritual state. Many of you reached out to us in regards to the said activities. So on this episode of Dadas Show, I am joined by people who have committed their time and their energies to come up with activities that will engage our children, especially during the long school holidays, so that we can be able to bring forth an upstanding generation of young ones. As always, we encourage you at home to get in touch with us across all social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. You can also reach me directly at Ashiko the host across all social media platforms. We are also very excited to announce that we have a newly launched Facebook page at Dadas KBC. Tell us what your thoughts are. How are your holidays taking you? Are you getting along with your parents? Are you getting along with your children? So tell us how everything is going and ask your questions, and we promise we will give you prompt feedback. Now, before we get into today's conversation, let's take a look at the following feature.
The long holidays are here, and this season is a special time of the year for most families. We remember fondly on the traditions our parents and grandparents performed almost ritually each year. While we love the old traditions and want to keep them alive, we also love building new memories as generational changes. When children are out for school holidays, they need something productive to pass time. 2 months seems like a long time, especially when you're left wondering how to keep your children occupied and away from mischief. Therefore, parents need a few holiday activities for children to at least keep them occupied. The new generation children are digital natives who spend time in front of screen. It is necessary for parents to manage their children's screen time so that it does not interfere with other elements of their lives. Holiday time is the best time to teach your children how to do simple house chores, such as how to prepare simple meals, how to clean, and how to make their bed. Buying children outdoor toys like a bicycle, scooter, ball, hula hoop will help expend excess energy and also learn social skills like sharing and how to cooperate with other children. Children need fresh air just as much as you do, and this will encourage them to actually go outside. This holiday is also a good time to visit the different parts of the country like tourist sites, the National Museum, Animal Orphanage, Railway Museum, or even taking them to the village and make a journey of it. Many parents find it challenging to balance fun with educational activities for their children. Fortunately, various organizations have set up enriching holiday options that promise fun social interactions. finding a place to volunteer and volunteering and experience the true spirit of the holidays. Whether you organize your own event or join up with a church or NGO, you will for sure find value in giving back. Engaging in an outdoor activity such as hiking with the children is one of the ways to spend the long holidays. Hiking in Kenya is popular with locals and tourists alike. There are many hiking trails ranging from mountain hikes to nature trails. These holiday activities provide enjoyable educational opportunities for kids to learn, engage, and make lasting memories this holiday season. For Dadas Show, my name is Miriam Odanga.
Welcome back. So if you're just joining us, this is a continuation of a conversation that we started a while back, where we were looking for ways and we were getting tips and insights on how to have a peaceful and harmonious school holiday, not only for the parents, not only for the guardians, but for the children and the family members alike. And as I mentioned, what stood out was the importance of engaging the kids in activities, be it indoors, be it outdoors. And today I am joined by a panel who provide exactly that. And they will tell us a little bit more on what steps we can take so that we can ensure that our children are not being left unattended, that our children are being engaged and they're growing mentally, spiritually, and physically. So joining me right next to me is Madam Sarah Yamo. She will tell us where she's from and what she can do for our kids. Karibu sana, Sarah. And yeah, and next to her, we have Madam Doris Limaya, who is going to tell us why she's here and how she interacts with the topic of the day. I'd also like to acknowledge you at home who take time every single Sunday to sit with us as we discuss contentious issues that affect the girls and the women of Kenya and even just the general public. We thank you and we appreciate you. I'd also want to acknowledge my wonderful audience who sit with me week in, week out as we discuss issues that affect us in a bid to find a lasting solution. So let me welcome my panelists to introduce themselves in detail, because I just told you guys their names and why they are the experts on this particular panel. I'll start off with you, Madam Sarah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Yamo. I'm from Amuse Kenya company, and I'm a forest facilitator. I train kids in the forest during holidays. It can be long holidays or short holidays. Whatever holidays it is, we're always in the forest with different kind of activities to do with the kids. How did I join the forest and the nature fraternity with Amuse Kenya? I'm coming from a background of being a kindergarten teacher, where I did for like close to 15 years. And after I thought I was done with the classroom and indoors in schools with kids, I decided to kind of hang my boots. And when I was thinking that I was having a holiday and, you know, just enjoying myself, a phone call dropped and I was invited into this beautiful space, nature, called Karura Forest, where I met my 3 bosses, and they told me what they do in the forest, and they explained to me why they wanted to rope me in, coming from a background where I knew how to handle kids and what kids are entailed in terms of learning and in terms of, you know, just handling kids. And from day 3, I was so much in love with the outdoors. I kept asking one of them, how comes you never introduced me or called me earlier on? I kept struggling with indoors, yet I'm an outdoor. My strengths are on the outdoor. And the rest is history. I enjoy my work, and we are happy to have children on holiday. Currently, we have so many activities. We keep tweaking and turning to suit each child's needs, because kids are different. Kids come in different packages. Some are musical, some are, the curiosity is to touch things and feel things in the forest. Some want to smell, some want to run around. You know, they're all packaged differently. So that is what we do in the forest, in Karura, Sigeria. And one big thing that really made me fall in love with the outdoors in nature is that each child's needs are met. Each child is taken the way they are. If the child is our usual kids, and if the child has, issues in learning or issues in socializing or mingling with others, we pick it from there and we know what to do with the child. We give each child time and chance to showcase what they're made of or what their interest is. Like some boys, they would come and their thing is biking. They want to go biking and they want to do it long distance. They don't want to do the short 5 kilometers. They want to do 10 kilometers or 20 kilometers. You find the girls, they want to do orienteering, which is basically moving from navigating different points in the forest, learning using a map, a compass, and instructions of what we have come with for that particular day, to just, stretch and see what they can find. If they can find a letter or a number or something hidden there. Then we find other younger children who are in love with the water play. So they want to use the water guns to do the water plays. And you find other younger children, which are basically from age of 4 to 5, they want to do mud play. So we take them at a specific point in the forest where we get to do the mud play, where they'll touch it, they'll make some pots, they'll make some cars, they'll make whatever it is they want to make, and entirely they'll have fun with the mud, and they'll go home looking so muddy and messed up. And
but they had
fun,
time.
and their parents are very happy about that when they see their children have gone home messy. And then we have kids who want to do basic nature walk. They just want to go stroll and, just enjoy picking flowers, enjoy picking different leaves, and, do simple exercise like scavenger hunt or treasure hunt. They love such things. Then we are big on experiential learning, where the children, they learn through experience and exposure, curiosity, just, trying things that most of us, when we were growing up, we were being beaten. Why are you dirty? Why did you go and climb the fence? Why did you climb a tree? We let the kids have the adventure and room to,
to explore,
to explore and enjoy the nature.
That's wonderful. And I'm thinking to myself, we never had that when we were growing up. What we had was go outside and play until the lights come on. So go outside, but you'd always get a beating when you come back and you're dirty. So I'm guessing the age range is younger. You're talking about younger kids, right?
Yes, from 2 years to 14, 15 years.
14, 15 years. Excellent. Thank you so much, Madam Yamo. I want to move on to Madam Limaya. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization and how you relate to today's topic of conversation.
Okay, thank you, Ashiko. My name is Doris Limaya. I work and I'm the founder of Rebuilders Mentorship Program. We help teenagers avoid pitfalls, maximize their fullest potential and live holistic lives. We are measuring on the teenagers and the preteens from around 10 years and above, all the way to 18, because that is where the teen are. And we deal with the matters of the heart. We are so much into training them, talking to them, because we believe if the kids are dealing with issues that they cannot express, even academics will be an issue. So we talk about emotions, we talk about emotional intelligence, the self-esteem that some of them are dealing with, especially the girls. So those are the topics that we major on. And still we also have the academics part, the academic clinics, and we train, we coach, and we teach them. That is basically what we are doing. Most of our classes are online, and we also have physical, although physicals are very few, but we are based on online classes, and we do them during the holidays. During the holidays, that is when we are so much into those activities, and especially these 2 months. That is what we are doing with all the preteens and teens. And actually for the preteens, we have a program for them, teen to teen, twin to teen success program. We prepare them for teenagehood. Because of course we understand what teenagers are going through.
Yeah.
So therefore that is what we are doing, and the teenagers now, that's where the real issues are.
Yes.
Yeah, that is basically what Rebuilders does.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. And we actually do thank for organizations such as yours, because I think all of us, if we're at a certain age and we've already passed 18, we know what it was like to be a teenager,
Yeah.
and how it was hard, you know, it was very challenging to navigate those waters. And so we are so grateful when people actually come out in droves and come out and offer support, especially mentorship for these young adults, so that you can prepare them, like you said, for, you know, you can tell them, show them how to avoid the pitfalls and how they can be able to grow. So asante sana. Now, I want both of you to tell me, what is the importance? Because we've already talked about, okay, so now we are in the forest. We've talked about being in the forest. We've talked about doing scavenger hunts. And there's a parent who's over there saying, okay, it sounds nice, but what is the importance of engaging, especially Sarah, what is the importance of engaging children in outdoor activities?
Okay, first of all, when you're engaging the kids on the outdoor activities, not all of them are coming for physical per se, because we have the team building activities, where we teach them the concept of working together, solving issues together, and, you know, just learning that in life you can never always be alone. There's always has to be someone else or a group of people that you work with and soldier on with. Apart from that, we have the culture of teaching them survival skills.
Yes.
In case something happens to you somewhere else, not necessarily in the forest, maybe in a school setup, or maybe you went to visit someone, or maybe there's an accident or a crisis that happened. What's the first instinct or the first thing that you will do as a child? Will you panic? Will you cry? Will you deviate and go further off from where the incident happened? Or will you be calm? Will you start processing, what do I need to do? Am I safe, or do I need to move from where I am to a safer place?
Yes.
So we come in with the first aid skills. We come in with the survival skills, where we do a physical thing where you teach them that in case this happens, this is what to do. Don't panic. Look where you are. Is it surrounded with danger? Maybe there are bombs, or maybe there's an attacker or something, or maybe there's an animal or a snake, because we are normally in the forest setup. What you do, if you can get away from the place and be safe first of all, then after that, what do you do?
What
do you
do
have
you
the
do?
numbers that you can call? Do you have a phone? Can you remember the trail back from where you are? Maybe you're in 60 and you're supposed to go all the way to 50. Can you go back? And if you can't go back, what do you do? Do you know how to do the signals? So we teach them the survival
skills.
Yes. So they know all these things to do. If there's someone who's hurt, what do you do? Is it a scrape? Is it a deep cut? Is it a burn? What do you do? So they know all these things from the age of 5 years all the way to 14 years. They know what to do. They know, number one, where we are big on, don't panic, don't start screaming, don't start being agitated in front of the hurt person, and don't make the injury more worse than what it is. So that we teach them each and every time. Then we go to the archery, where the kids learn how to concentrate, concentration, eye-hand coordination, how do you pull the string, the bow and arrow, how do you release it, how do you aim, how do you hit the target. We do all that. So they learn all these things. It's a process. Which from 7 years they are able to handle the archery bow and arrow. But the below 7 years old, we use the plastic ones, which are not harmful for them.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh wow, those are quite a list. So it's not just, they're not just going to walk around in the forest. Exactly. They're actually coming out with valuable knowledge, you know, life skills, survival skills, concentration, etc. What is the importance of keeping the children engaged during the school holidays?
Okay, thank you, Ashiko. One of the reasons we thought of actually coming up with Rebuilders mentorship program, I come from a background of teaching, having taught high school students. And some of them, especially when you're in the counseling department, there are things that they would keep sharing with you. They have family issues. Some of them are telling you their parent broke up. They are worried where they are going home during the holidays. Others, they have relationship issues. Others, they have been raped, and many other things that they struggle with. So these kids, the moment you've released them out from the age of 10, you cease to be the only person who have got influence in them. So they are getting influenced outside because now they can socialize and they are free. So mentorship is both a curative and a preventive measure, especially when they have to interact with people. We help them in mentorship to have self-advocacy, to say no when there is a need to be able to deduce when something is right and when it is not even right. So mentorship, basically, it is to empower them, to help them be to have consent on what to say yes to and what even to say no to. So for me, I feel every child needs to be mentored, not because they are worse, not because there is anything wrong you've noticed to them, but you just want to prevent just in case they are exposed. Another thing, kids have got different exposure levels depending on where they are living. For example, here in Nairobi, the exposure the kids in Nairobi have, not the same exposure the kids in Sharks have. And so therefore, when your child in Sharks is interacting with a child who is in Nairobi in school, they have different exposure. So how will these two kids be able to advocate for themselves and say, yes, whatever you're saying, I don't think it is right? They are not being overshadowed by the fact that they're in Sharks. Yeah, that is why I think mentorship is really key.
Yeah, mentorship is extremely key, and I completely agree with you. So let's look at now. Here we are. There's a parent. We've already had all the importance of both sets of activities that both of you do. You know, you're more focused on outdoors, on physical. Of course, there's other there are other attributes, psychological attributes that come with what you do, and you as well. But let's look at a parent who is at home and they're thinking right now, life is already so difficult. Okay, I do not have money to go and pay for these classes. I do not have money to go and pay for the nature walk. I do not have money for the... What are some of the inexpensive outdoor activities, especially as a coach, as a trainer, as someone who is very outdoorsy? What are some of the activities that you can you can advise our parents at home to do with their kids so that they can actually promote cohesion, you know, have better health? What are some of the activities, inexpensive activities you can suggest?
For the parents who don't have all this kind of money to, you know, pay for the prices of the activities that we offer is a simple walk in the forest with your child. Just come, pay at the entrance, which is a minimal of maybe 150 shillings. Then you just get in and walk from one trail to another. By this way, you are bonding with your child. You are getting to know your child more. You're getting to know your child's strengths. And you're free with each other. You can walk as far as you can. You can reach somewhere which looks, you know, beautiful in your eyes. And maybe set up a simple picnic. Put up your shuka or mat and lay some nice eateries with your child and enjoy the nature. Because one thing we know about nature as the people who work in the forest is nature does a lot to children. You cannot say that you can't afford. Just that simple walk has changed so many kids' physical strengths in their feet. Like we had a case of a child who didn't have a balance because she had one hand and she had the other hand wasn't fully developed. Then she just came for 1 week. Within 2 weeks, she was able to walk comfortably with balance, and she loved and enjoyed the forest. So for kids and also adults ourselves, it gives us a calming effect on us. We forget about our issues, stress, and we just feel good. When you get off the nature, you bounce back to your usual day-to-day life. Yeah. Then the next thing you can do interesting games, hide and seek, dodgeball, where you have one person on one end, another person on the other end, one guys in the middle trying to dodge the ball. Can do rounders, which we used to play long time ago when we were coming up. It's only that it has been changed, modified, and remixed to another level. Going with the kids of nowadays who are very creative, and the list goes on. There are so many games we do in the forest which are you don't need to pay them that much. Yeah.
Well, I like what you said. You're talking about inexpensive, and I like the idea of the walk. You actually have to make time as a parent during the school holidays, be it over the weekend, because I don't think there's anybody who works 24, 24, 24, continuously. Whenever you have time and you are intentional about bonding with your children, I think it's good. It's like exactly what Sarah has said. Take a walk around the estate, walk around the park, walk around, go to Karura. Like she's saying, do things, walk around. You can ride bikes. Kuna kitu inaitwa wazee ukumbuka. We used to play games like what she's calling dodgeball. For us guys, was called kati, So you play shake. So be intentional. I don't think we have to say that every single activity has to cost you. What about you, Doris? Now, what are the habits? Let's look at a home setup. As somebody with the background that you do, as a mentor, as somebody who's been a teacher, if we're looking at a parent right now who's watching you, what are some of the things that they can do at home to cultivate a better relationship with their children, especially if they're exposed to each other for as long as we are all about to, maybe for 2 months? Yeah.
Thank you, Ashiko. There is one thing I tell parents, because we've also empowered our empowerment program for parents.
Yes.
It is to be vulnerable to their kids, because the moment you share your own experience with them, they are now ready to open up. During these holidays, even when you look at the social media, there are so many churches having activities, even the mentorships. The church actually facilitates. Some of the members are there, they are well knowledgeable. And then they have the kids being gathered and coming for those teachings, those camps, as long as they are safe, of course. Allow them to go and attend. Allow them to socialize. Let's not lock the kids at home in the name of sitaki waharibiwe na wengine. Ama sina pesa. There are actually so very many programs that are free in our churches. I even know even here in Nairobi there are counseling programs that are done free.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not an issue of money. What we are looking at is, have I empowered my kid? Am I feeling safe even when my child is outside there? Can they advocate for themselves? Yeah, so I think those things would help.
Thank you so much. And I like what you said about being vulnerable. If we're looking for little tactics before, be vulnerable, try it one day. So I'm encouraging you parents at home during these school holidays. Let us shun away from, let's say, how we were raised. We're not saying that our parents did anything wrong. They did what they could. That was a picture that was painted of perfection, that made all of us shy away and say we can never be able to emulate or to ape that. Be vulnerable in front of your children. Let them know you make mistakes. Let them know that you have made mistakes, and let them know that you're trying to do better. So we're going to take a small break, and then we'll be right back for the question and answer session. Don't go far away. Welcome back to my favorite part of Dada's show, which is the question and answer session. This is an opportunity for our fantastic audience to interact with our, panel of experts. What questions do they have? And I'm sure that the questions that they have, most probably you have them too. But just in case your questions are not covered, please reach out to us across all social media platforms under KBC Channel 1. You can also reach me directly at Ashiko the host across all social media platforms. We're looking forward to your questions and your feedback, your comments, any feedback and criticism you may have on this and any other episodes. We would like to hear, because we aspire to do better. So to start us off, I would like to welcome a teacher Morris. He's a friend of Dadas show. He's a he for she, and we are really, really happy. This is your area of expertise, and we're so happy to have you here and to hear what your comment is. Karibu sana mwalimu.
Thank you, Ashiko. I'm teacher Morris, teacher by profession and a coach. I'm the director, academics and career at Rebuilders Mentorship Academy. And having taught for 10 years, that is sciences, I want to admit that we have a challenge in that area in terms of performance. And I want to encourage parents to make use of this long vacation to encourage their children to have passion and work very hard, especially in those subjects. The passion that we had when we are growing up pertaining academics is not there with our kids. And it's a good opportunity as parents we can use to motivate them, to show them the need of working very hard in academics. Because if we leave this to only the teachers, we may not make it. We need parents to encourage our kids. And in Rebuilders Mentorship Academy, we have such programs during this vacation where we have motivational talks, we have academic clinics where we generally encourage and even introduce some standard habits to our kids that may help them develop interest in academics and even perform well. So we have an obligation, let us not give up. We encourage them. We don't leave everything to the teachers so that they can as well do well in academics.
Thank you so much, Teacher Morris. I like that. I like that angle. So as much as we are home for relaxation, tusisahau masomo. Wazazi, tusisahau masomo, wanafunzi, let's not forget our studies. And even as we are looking for activities to keep all of us engaged, let's look for activities that are skewed towards our education. So if it's even getting activities that, you know, will spark interest in the sciences, especially now that the kids are at home. If you're talking about, can you take them to a place where there'll be an activity that will be directly related to what they're studying, especially for the sciences? That's actually very easy to find. If we're dealing with biology, you know, take them to the park, you know, go and join Sarah. Let them look at the different kinds of species and, you know, and plants. And I think that will definitely, when kids see something practical, then of course we believe maybe that is one of the ways that it can spark their interest back to their education. So asante sana Mwalimu Morris for throwing in that angle when we're looking for the activities. Our next question is from Mr. Spencer.
I'm Spencer Oyata, physical fitness coach, specialized in physical education and boxing fitness programs. And actually hearing from Sarah Yamo, and in my expertise over 10 years of playing boxing and coaching boxing as well, her talking about all these activities, it directs me to something called rhythm, you know? Creating a rhythm in these young minds, because they are growing, okay? Creating a rhythm in these young minds and a good routine, maintaining a good routine. It's not only in the forest, but it brings them back home. When they come back home, they create the same rhythm, no? While they have to wake up at this time, they have to do something at this time, and with a span of maybe a certain time limit, you know, and it takes them from school. The same routine goes on through their lives. Even when they are growing, it's something that keeps them going every day, and every day in and every day out.
Yes.
Yeah. So I like the point that she's talking about doing all these activities in the forest. That's just getting out from all those chaos out there, just having that peace of mind, and getting to know new friends and getting to get new other people from different backgrounds. Yeah.
We're talking about the rhythm, we're talking about the structure, we're talking about discipline. And so even for the parents at home who are watching, thinking these outdoor activities, we have a tendency of taking some of these things for granted and think it's very redundant. No, it's not. We have seen cases where that is where structure comes from. And I'm sure in boxing, when you're doing boxing, if there is activity and the kids are boxing, there's a certain time they have to wake up, there's a certain duration they have to train, there's certain foods that they have to eat. And I think that kind of discipline and that kind of structure definitely is very beneficial to kids as they grow up. So thank you so much for that feedback. Thank you so much for highlighting that. And I hope the parents at home are looking at it not just as an outdoor activity. This is an expense. Anaenda kufanya nini, how is it going to benefit them? And to look at the long run, the bigger picture, the focus on how it's going to be beneficial to them in the future years. So asante sana Spencer for that. Our next question or comment is from Jessie. Jessie, karibu sana.
Thank you, Ashiko, for giving me the opportunity to ask a question. Now, my question goes to Doris. You said most of your programs are online. So my question is, do you also have physical programs? And if you do, maybe you can share more information about your duration. How long is the program? What are your timings? And maybe a bit of information about the packages that you offer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that question. Rebuild Us, our programs are actually hybrid. We've got online, virtual through Zoom, and we also have physical. The physical classes, they are booked. They are booked unless when we've organized, like annually we have a physical class in Nairobi here, we can decide a place where we are hosting the class over the holidays. But specifically for this holiday, our class is virtual. We are doing 6 weeks mentorship program for preteens. We are calling it Twin to Teen Success Program. For the 6 weeks, we are charging 10,000 each parent. After the 6 weeks, there is a book I'm giving them. We issue certificate, and then we have very many bonuses that we are doing, including making a follow-up of an individual child. Because during the class, again, we are able to identify individual needs. And same case to the teens. So our classes have ages. The preteens is from 9 to 13, the teens 14 to 17. That is what we have currently. The teens is the holistic teen program. Again, it is 6 weeks, 10,000. If you want to book our programs, you can visit all our social media handles. If you can't be able to talk to us through the email rebuildus@gmail.com, rebuildusmentorship@gmail.com, you can inbox me, Doris Limaya, in all the social media handles, or even the Rebuilders page. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I believe anyone who's home and you've appreciated Doris's intake and insight on certain matters. If you do wish to contact her, remember you can just, you can find her. She's already shared all her details, social media, website, and we definitely believe that you will get all the assistance that you need. So thank you so much, Jessie. I hope your question was answered. Our next question is from Madam Rael. Rael, karibu sana.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Rael, and my question goes to Sarah. She mentioned they are doing the activities in the forest, specifically Karura. And for those of us who have been to Karura, maybe you have been to Karura, Karura is big. Where specifically do we find you? And for a parent wondering, you are doing your activities in the outdoors. What happens when it rains? What do you do with the kids?
I like those logistical questions. If someone is watching, na kukinyesha, na we've paid for this class, and they're supposed to go hiking, especially if we look at the heavy rains that we experienced this year, I think part of Karura was already under, So what contingencies do you have in place? Karibu sana, Sarah.
First of all, when it rains in Karura, we have a plan that we fall back at. We have indoor activities in our tents. We have tents that we acquired last year. We shipped them in. So we do puzzles, we do jigsaws, we do fun facts, we do storytelling, we do all those indoors activities inside the tents. That's number one. Number two, we are located on Gate A, Karura Forest, Gate A. Gate F, sorry, Gate F. Sigiria, when you drop down Limuru Road, on Sigiria, you'll find us. I hope I've answered everything. Oh, then we are found on social media, all platforms, on Twitter, Facebook, and we are about to get into TikTok. Our name is still Amuse Kenya. Okay? I hope that covers it all.
Yes.
If you need us on phone, we have a number that you can call and reach out and book or tell us what package you're looking out for. Because we do different packages. We do churches, we do schools, we do sleepaway camps, and we do also birthdays. All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I believe I've gotten you sorted and you at home. Rael, I bet you're sorted, and even those at home are sorted. Remember, you can find them at Amuse Kenya. I think the number is the name is very easy to remember. So just type in. Like I always say, the internet is a treasure trove of information. So type in Amuse Kenya, and you can get the services that they offer. Our final question of this particular session is from one Mr. Griffin.
My name is Griffin Mdavi, an outdoor educator with being in the outdoors. I've had experience of being in the outdoors in the last 15 years. Being in the outdoors is all about unconventional education. With our current system of education favors the conventional education, whereby in being more in classrooms, but now the unconventional is more about forest schooling. You're talking about micro schooling, world schooling. With this one, you're looking at different types of learning. With it, I think Sarah has talked about being in the outdoors. Outdoors is the most important part of learning, which we haven't discovered so far as Kenyans, of which we have different types of learning that are centered around it. For example, we've talked about something like orienteering. Being an outdoor practitioner, I really liked the activity whereby the kids get to merge the STEM and now the normal school learning, of which I think one of the audience also raised something in regards to the same, whereby the kids, besides also learning about using the compass and map, they also get the skills about spatial awareness. With spatial awareness, if you get lost, where are you supposed to come back to, how are you going to find your direction back. And then you're looking at different now outdoor education aspects, like now the physical part of it, where I could encourage now parents to let the kids be away from the screen. Being near the screen destroys now the creativity. Away from the screen, they'll have a chance to be more creative, be independent, be as well also be more efficient in class. With this one, we're looking at kids taking different activities. Like now, we can have an activity where they're doing in groups. In groups, it will bring about socializing. Let the kids go out there, learn how to share. If they have a fight with their friends, how are they going to solve it? So these are basic social skills that they really need to learn, but they only learn when they're playing with the others, they only learn when playing in the outdoors. And we have beautiful green spaces in Kenya, not just specifically Karura Forest. We also have spaces like Ngong's Forest, where has not been fully utilized. We have a space like now Ololua. We have spaces now in the northern part of Kenya, which also nobody knows about it. So we need to take the kids in the outdoors, being in the green space also. We are making them to be environment stewards with this one. Yes. They also get a chance now to learn about why we need to take care of our environment. The things we're talking about, the climate change. We are not the ones who are going to infect this, but now our kids. So when we give them opportunity to learn in these spaces, they'll also learn the importance of having them and also taking care of them, so that in the next tomorrow, we have a better plan for our kids and now our future also kids.
That was really well executed and that well put, Griffin. I think, especially for this generation, it takes a lot to actually get them out of the house, you know. They want to stay indoors, they want to play their games. That's why the younger kids especially, they want to play their games, they just, you know, their Xboxes and all of them be on the screens. So I think this holiday, it is very important for parents to ensure that the children reconnect with nature. Nature serves so many purposes that are useful and beneficial not only to us but to everything, to our general well-being, not only physically but psychologically and mentally as well. So thank you so much. Getting the children involved in conservation. So there are so many ways that we can actually be able, and inexpensive ways at that we can actually be able to come up with activities that are going to be beneficial not only to ourselves as human beings but also to our planet. So asante sana, Griffin, for that. Is really well put. I'd like to offer my audience, my panelists, an opportunity to give us a very brief parting shot in regards to the importance of holiday activities to parents and children. Very briefly. I'll start off with you, Madam Sarah.
All right, my parting shot would be that the more we release the children into the nature, they're able to grow into, you know, responsible adults, and they're able to have memorable and lasting memories of the friends they bumped into the forest, because usually in the forest we have expatriate kids from different schools. And as we come to an end, I'm really kind of like bidding for the Kenyan schools to come in on board and just come and enjoy the forest, because these forests are Kenyan and we should know them better than the expatriates. So yes. Karibuni sana. As I conclude, our number is 01147057763. Amuse Kenya has been in existence for the last 7 years. We are turning 7 years. We are grateful and we are happy that we are getting new niches. Asanteni sana.
Thank you so much. And that is from Sarah. Sarah, an outdoor enthusiast from Amuse Kenya. Asante sana for the insight that you have shared with us today. Let's move on to you, Madam Doris.
Okay, thank you, Ashiko. My parting shot would be, a parent need to know, if we've not taught our kids, or if we are not ready to teach them, then the world is so willing and ready to teach them. And the sad thing is that they are likely to learn the wrong things. So it is good if we really be ready to teach them, to mentor them. And if you've not taught your child, just assume they don't know, or yes, they know it wrongly. And so I welcome you to Rebuilders Mentorship Academy. Please, we are ready for your kids, and we look forward to just mentoring them. You can reach us on 0735 061 397. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doris, for that. We really do appreciate you. So we've come to the end of this week's episode. I hope it was very educational. I hope it was also very insightful. My 2 cents in today's conversation is that a well-rounded school holiday, like one we are actually in the middle of, constitutes of relaxation and fun, while as well having, you know, activities that are stimulating the children. So this balance obviously helps the children to recharge, and as well they get knowledge and skills, and they also get entertained. So for you at home, kindly encourage your children to try new activities, to discover new talents, to also invest in new interests. And this, of course, is going to build up a lot of resilience and adaptability. So on behalf of the production team at KBC, our wonderful location partner, Chester Hotel and Suites, and myself, Ashiko Mbune, I wish you all an adventurous, very spirited weekend and week ahead. And I hope that we will catch each other same place at same time next week. But bye for now.